In the early hours of a Monday morning, satellite imagery captured the extent of a devastating wildfire that has swept through Los Angeles County, leaving behind scenes of destruction and heartache. The fires, which have raged across vast swaths of land in Southern California, have left entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble and ash, with significant losses to both property and life. The wildfire, which ignited late last week, has spread relentlessly through the region, consuming nearly 34,000 acres of land. The most severely affected areas include the affluent Palisades and Eaton communities, where thousands of homes have been destroyed, and vast portions of local landscapes have been scorched. At the heart of this disaster are the tens of thousands of residents who have been displaced by the flames, many of whom now face the grim reality of losing everything they once called home. In the Palisades, once a serene neighborhood with picturesque views, entire blocks have been erased, with homes reduced to ash and debris. The destruction is so widespread that firefighters and emergency response teams have struggled to contain the fires, despite their best efforts. Meanwhile, the Eaton area, known for its sprawling residential properties, has seen similar devastation. Here, entire families have watched helplessly as their homes were engulfed by the inferno. The fires, which have been fueled by dry conditions, intense heat, and powerful winds, have overwhelmed local firefighting resources. Thousands of firefighters, many of them volunteers, have been working tirelessly to bring the flames under control, but the scale of the disaster has made their job increasingly difficult. Experts predict that the fires may continue to burn for several more days, as high winds and dry conditions persist. The damage has not only been measured in the loss of homes, but in the disruption of lives. For many of the displaced residents, the emotional toll of seeing their homes consumed by the flames is overwhelming. Communities that once thrived with families, businesses, and schools are now left with little more than charred remnants of what they once were. As of today, it is reported that nearly 10,000 buildings in the affected areas have been consumed by the flames. These buildings, ranging from single-family homes to larger apartment complexes and commercial structures, have been completely destroyed, leaving residents with no shelter or belongings to return to. Relief efforts are underway, with shelters set up for those who have been forced to evacuate their homes. However, as the scale of the destruction continues to grow, the number of people needing assistance is expected to rise dramatically. Emergency response teams, including firefighters, medical personnel, and volunteers, have been working around the clock to evacuate residents from the danger zones and provide immediate care to those in need. Despite their best efforts, however, the extent of the damage is staggering. In addition to the physical destruction, the fires have caused a massive disruption to infrastructure, with power outages, road closures, and communication disruptions affecting the broader region. These challenges have made it difficult for authorities to assess the full extent of the damage, but the images from satellite surveillance provide a grim snapshot of the destruction that has already occurred. In response to the devastation, local officials have declared a state of emergency in the affected areas, allowing for additional resources to be mobilized in the effort to contain the fires and provide aid to those in need. The federal government has also pledged support, with the president offering federal assistance to help with recovery and relief efforts. However, the road to recovery is expected to be long and difficult, with many families and communities left to rebuild from the ground up. Beyond the immediate damage, experts are also raising concerns about the long-term environmental impact of the fires. The destruction of forests and natural habitats is a major concern, as the fires have consumed vast areas of vegetation, leaving the land vulnerable to erosion and other ecological challenges. In the wake of such devastation, experts are warning that the region may face a prolonged period of environmental recovery, with efforts needed to restore the land, protect wildlife, and prevent future disasters. The fires also raise broader questions about the region's preparedness for such extreme weather events. While Southern California is no stranger to wildfires, the intensity and scale of this fire have caught many by surprise. Experts point to the ongoing effects of climate change, which have exacerbated conditions for wildfires, making them more frequent, more severe, and harder to control. As temperatures continue to rise and drought conditions persist, the risk of future wildfires remains high, and authorities are calling for greater investment in fire prevention, response, and recovery measures. Amid the destruction, stories of resilience and community support are emerging. Volunteers, local organizations, and residents who have not been affected by the fires are coming together to provide support to those in need. From food and water distribution to offering temporary shelter and emotional support, these acts of kindness are helping to ease the burden for many displaced individuals. For those directly impacted by the fires, the road ahead will be long and challenging. The loss of homes, businesses, and personal belongings is devastating, and many families are left grappling with the emotional and financial toll of the disaster. But as communities begin to rebuild, there is a sense of hope that they will come together to restore what has been lost. The coming months will be crucial in determining how quickly the affected areas can recover, but one thing is certain: the resilience of the people of Los Angeles County will be tested, and their strength will be key in the rebuilding process. As the fires continue to burn and recovery efforts unfold, the nation watches closely, offering support and solidarity to those affected by this catastrophic event. In the days ahead, there will be a greater focus on recovery, but also on the lessons learned from this devastating disaster. How can communities better prepare for such events? What steps can be taken to mitigate the impact of future wildfires? And, most importantly, how can we protect the lives and livelihoods of those who call this beautiful but fire-prone region home? These are questions that will need to be answered in the wake of this disaster. For now, the focus remains on saving lives, providing aid to those affected, and ensuring that the fire is fully contained. The full extent of the damage is still unfolding, but one thing is clear: the impact of these wildfires will be felt for years to come, and the road to recovery will be a difficult one. As we continue to monitor the situation, we will keep you informed with the latest updates. Our thoughts are with all those affected by this tragedy. We stand together with the people of Los Angeles County as they face the immense challenges,